Yeah, man. Coming again, just give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the 144,000 men that's pushing this work around the globe in truth and sincerity. I want to do a brief, let's sit down just on, the whole circumcision thing from, the physical circumcision, Salagi Alchemist, all the way to the spiritual circumcision. Not all the way through, but just not in base comparison to the two, but just going over them to the brothers that may be low in spirit on this issue, man. And just to let them know that though yet you're spiritually circumcised, man. That and you may not be physically circumcised. There's a well known there, but at the same time, you pray to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that he's able to, deliver that to you, man. And it happened. But if not so, that you brothers make sure y'all are circumcised at heart, man. Nonetheless, dive right into it. And I know the Passover coming, so this mainly for the brothers, who attend the Passover, they can't receive the blessing, but they still found worthy to attend the Passover, but let's just dive straight into it. This Acts 15:1. It says, and certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved. Okay? Real quick. So like happens. We don't want to stop. Oh shit. Hold on something. This Philippians 3 and 3. For we are the circumcision, which worship Yahweh in the spirit, and rejoice in our Mashiach Yahweh Shai, and have no confidence in the flesh. Let's just go over that real quick. But back to the point. It says, when therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question. Okay, so basically it was in question about the men or the circumcision after the physical circumcision. And being brought on their way by the church, they passed through Penitz and Samaria, declaring the conversation of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren. And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and elders, and they declared all things that God had done with them. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believe in saying, that is needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. And the apostles and elders came together for consider of this matter. Okay, this is the physical circumcision. And when there had been much disputing, so they was disputing about this, the apostles and the elders, Peter rose up and said unto them, men and brethren, ye know how that a good while ago Yahweh made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. Okay? And Yahweh, which knoweth the hearts, fellas, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Ghost, even as he did unto us. So as those who was physically circumcised also was circumcised in their mind, likewise to those who wasn't circumcised, and they were circumcised in their mind as well. He getting that. I'm going to get a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm going to keep reading. And put no difference between us and them. So how is it no different between us and them if you physically not circumcised, but spiritually circumcised? He basically saying there's no difference because there was reasoning about men who wasn't physically circumcised. Okay? Not spiritually circumcised. It says, and put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith, meaning what? Their minds. These men had pure minds. They still believed on Yahweh, but didn't have the physical circumcision. That's not to say not to do it, but at the same time, you know, that you give praise and glory unto the Father, that he have circumcised you by your heart, you know, and that if it be so in the spirit, the Father allow it, that you also get circumcised. If, you know, to the brothers who I know, you know, is a process and things like that, but through the spirit, you know, through prayer, you know, the Father will deliver it to you, man. It says, and put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now, therefore, why tempt ye God to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor ye were able to bear? But we believe that through the grace of our Mashiach Yahushua, we shall be saved, even as they. So, brothers, even if you are uncircumcised, man, you know, you're still counted to be clean, man. You're not unclean, man. You circumcised at heart, man. So be of good cheer and good spirits, man. That you circumcised in the spirit, you know, if you're not physically circumcised, man. But I know the Passover coming up, and this, you know, kind of be an issue, you know, with brothers, man, you know, that may get low in the spirit, man, because they haven't probably had the procedure done. But just understand that you still not unclean. You still are circumcised at heart. And I'm going to dive into some more. But that was my point. That was my point. I'm going to get some precepts real quick. This Colossians 2:11. Yeah, I just want to do a quick sit down on this, man. You know, to let the brother, just to get a, you know, other brothers, and you know, to build a brother's faith up, man. The Akim's out there that's listening, man. You know, just to build their faith up, you know, about this, man, because there's a, you know, I know the Passover coming up, and there's a beautiful thing amongst, you know, the brotherhood in Israel that's pushing this truth and sincerity, you know. That the brothers, like, sometimes may be down in spirit, man, but just understand that you're circumcised at heart, man. This, Colossians 2:11, it says, I'm going to start at 10. And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power, in whom also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands. You hear that, fellas? I'm going to read that again. And whom are ye also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands, the physical circumcision. You and ye are complete in him, which is the head of the principality of the power. So to Yahushua, you are still looked at as, you my son, man. You are just, upright man. You still one of my babies, man. And putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Yahushua, man. By basically being called to this truth, man. By walking in it through faith, man. And being renewed in your mind. Putting off that old man. That's the true circumcision. You know? Yeah, man. And putting off the body of the sins, that old man, of the flesh by the circumcision of Yahushua, man. By what? Retaining his word. Allowing the Father to, the Son to come sup with you, man. to where he could then renew your mind, man. Put the spirits of righteousness upon you, man, and let it dwell with you, man. This let's see, and we all know that Abraham was counted to God as what? As his fate was counted to God, was counted to him unto righteousness. Salaki Akims. Now check this out. So we know he was a righteous man by far. This Genesis 17 and 24. It says, and Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And we know the father say, I couldn't find no wrong with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, meaning likewise. Like he said, I'm roughly paraphrasing it. Acts of your forefathers, have any wrong they found amongst me, man. Vice versa. That's why they receive all the covenants, promises, and the glory, as it says in Romans 9 and maybe 4. Somewhere right there, man. That received everything, man. Because of these men was righteous. So the father saying Abraham was 99 years old and 9 when he circumcised, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. His rod being circumcised, man. That's what that means right there. Israel's supposed to get circumcised on what? The 8th day. That's a law. But Abraham was considered to be Yahweh friend. He said it. Abram, my friend. Come on, man. So, brothers, listen. Circumcised in the mind, man. You know, and then everything else will come. Be not heavy-hearted, man. You know, I know the Passover coming, brothers, and, you know, they got brothers who not, you know, circumcised in the foreskin, man, you know, as myself. That's why I'm doing this video, man, to give the Akims, you know, uplifting, man. You know what I'm saying? Those that are listening out there, the Akims that's listening. And that's pushing the work and truth and sincerity. I'm going to keep saying that. So the Akims that's in the truth. And Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. So not only did not, Abram was almost 100. And his son was 13. So neither one of them got on the 8th day. But just roughly paraphrased for Ishmael is one of the. I mean, he's not called after the promise, so, you know, there's no one of the. So, yeah, with that, man, you know, just, you know, to the bros, man, you know, I got one more. Salagi Adams. This, Galatians 2 and 3. It says, but neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. So we know Titus was a prophet of the Lord, man, was a man of the Lord. He's in the book of the law. His name is in the book. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised, man. So, you know, I know it be confusing, man, and they may have brothers out here saying that brothers not circumcised, so, you know, it's wicked and this, that, you know what I'm saying? But no, not physically circumcised when I'm speaking on that. But, you know, through the spirit, you know, it just led me to do this video or whatever or not, to let the brothers know the Passover coming up, Akims, man. Lord will, we make it, you know, to the Passover, that it be beautiful, man. Even for those brothers who are not, you know, circumcised in the foreskin, but circumcised at heart, man. So we are all brethren in one under Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And you know, brothers through the spirit, I hope that was edifying, man. And to come around again, man. Shalom, Max.